IRCTC declared their numbers. IRCTC declared Q4 numbers, which means the March ending quarter numbers is what they declared. The management is now with us. Mr. MP Mall, chairman at IRCTC, is with us. So, when we just look at the numbers, one would say it's a healthy set of numbers when you look at it on a year-to-year basis. Can you just talk to us about the numbers, what happened, what was the impact of last 10-20 days of lockdown that was seen in this quarter?
If you take year-on-year, earning has gone up by about 20% and profit has gone up by almost 50%. It's primarily on account of two things. Number one is imposition of service charge was introduced this year with effect from 1st September. So impact of this was there for 7 months in the year. Whereas last year it was not there. Not there, or only cost was being compensated by Ministry of Finance. So this has largely contributed to increased margin. And second was last year we had to make provisioning on account of receivables more than 5 years, which was almost 46 crores. And that is substantially low this year. We have achieved these figures despite COVID-19 impact, of which was we had started feeling since January, as our tourism, especially that is the peak time for Maharaja Express and other luxury train which we had tied up with Karnataka government. We had to cancel few trips. Then there was a downfall in domestic tourism also February onwards. And March, of course, last week everything was closed on the last week of March. So despite that, we have reached this level.
Okay, let's talk about segmental growth. On a year-on-year basis, it looks like all the segments have done well with the exception of catering. I would assume it may be because of the entire lockdown, etc. But yeah, tell us about which segment will lead growth from here on.
Impact of lockdown has been there is no doubt, and there was a severe impact. Now things will depend only when situation improves drastically, because still there is fear of travel among people. So people are not traveling, or unless it is very essential, and in essential travel, if they are able to afford personal transport, they are doing that. So business will be affected, and till situation improves drastically or some vaccine is finally announced. So and all our products being travel related products, hospitality is the worst sufferer. So we'll continue to suffer till situation normalizes.
Right. Just let's also, talk about what has been the impact of overall lockdown in Q1, because the real impact of lockdown would actually come into this quarter.
Margins depend on volumes, and there being no volume, margins will certainly undergo changes. So it's difficult to predict it's difficult to give any forecast right now, because as you also must have seen that a lot of research institutes, a lot of universities, a lot of medical bodies, they are giving different version of this pandemic, that what is going to happen. And we are not expert in that, so it is difficult to give us any forecast that when this will revive and by how much volume this will revive.
Well, yeah, that's I guess understandable. It's fair enough. So let's talk about margins. Where do you expect margins to head? Where do you think, at what levels rather, could they be maintained?
Is certainly a good move, and in fact, in India, if we are the only entity having some experience of private train or somewhat similar to private train operations, by way of these two Tejas expresses between Lucknow, Delhi and Ahmedabad, Mumbai, and one express between Varanasi and Indore. So we have experience, and so-called expertise of operations of private trains. But yes, the other players also have their role like rolling. Now this privatization will be with a new kind of rolling stock. So rolling stock manufacturer will have a role to play. Then if rolling stock manufacturer is not having sufficient financial capability, then maybe a financer also comes in. Rest of the work can be managed by outsourcing the activities. So we would certainly participate in the RFQ issued by Ministry of Railways and certainly try to get some pie out of it for future.
What is your view on ticketing revenues? Is there a concession in the place?
Yeah, domestic tourism is one. Domestic tourism, we are available in two different products. One is mass tourism, the kind of Bharat Darshan trains which we carry. I mean, which is almost 900 rupees per person per night, and that includes everything: travel, bus travel, local sightseeing, guide, stay, food. So these trains were quite popular. But again, with the social distancing norms in place and all that,
That was the management at IRCTC, a rare management. You don't get to see them on TV, but after the Q4 numbers, they decided to speak and tell what is the impact of the lockdown.